Eddie, hey, my mic. Hey, folks, we are just getting our live set up here on the race start lines. So we're going to connect you directly into the upstairs. And we're going to hear the announcers talking as people start lining up to the start line.
He is from Tanana, Alaska. He wants to say thanks to all of the family members helping out. Most of these teams are really family affairs and trying to keep a team on the trail. So thanks to Christine Earhart and Carrie and Dwayne Roberts.
Sponsored by American Tobacco, White Westwood, More Earhart Family. All sponsors and supporters. Number 2, John Earhart. Number 14 dog from today.
Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And number 2, John Earhart is underway. All 14 of his dogs roaring on out of here. On the starting line now in bib number 3, this is Emily Entrikin, running dogs out of the Rooster Tail Kennel from right here in Fairbanks, Alaska. Emily is an Arctic wilderness guide in her spare time. Actually, that's her occupation. Runs dogs, I guess, in her spare time. Been running dogs, doing that for about 8 years. Emily is sponsored by Everett's Air Cargo, as well as family and friends.
1 minute.
And especially Joey and Pam Reddington have been helping Emily out for a number of years. This is her favorite race. The GCI Open North American is always interesting, nice, fast trail, and the fastest dogs. It's a granddaddy of all the sprint races, the GCI
30 seconds.
Open North American. And number 3, Emily Entrikin from right here in Fairbanks.
$15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And number 3, Emily Entrikin is underway. And on the starting line now in bib number 4, this is Ken Cheezick. Ken Cheezick running dogs out of his very own Betcha Ketcha Kennel in Fife Lake, Michigan. He's come a long way to run this race. He's been here every spring for quite a long time. We welcome Ken back to the trails here. Always one of the top front running teams on the trail. He has had second place finishes this year in the Limited North American. one of the front-running open teams also. Wants to say thanks to his family and friends, his wife Lori, and also
1 minute.
Dee and Karush Parteau, and the Kimball family, and Mac Woldenberg, and the Collins family, and the Norwood family. And his sponsors, Risden Sleds and Rigs, and Zeus Juice. Thanks also to the Woods and Sterling for use of training trails. And
30 seconds.
Dawn Brown for some lodging also. And thanks to Gary Markley and Jason Dunlap for training trails and assistance. Lots of family and friends making a team like this go with
15.
16 dogs on the tow line. This is Ken Chizik.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, number 4, Ken Chizik is underway. All 16 of his dogs working hard going out of here. Looks like 16 is a popular number. We've got 16 dogs on the tow line now with bib number 5, and this is Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor from right here in Fairbanks.
TV viewers, a look at how things are.
Greg is a commercial
outside the dog
fisherman
busters
when he's not on the back of a
Those of
dog
us who were
sled.
with us last weekend for the Limited North American Championships.
Wants
This
to
is
say
quite a
thanks to
different scene.
family help,
Those of you in
particularly
planning to
his
come out
brother,
today, parking is
providing dogs
a bit
this
crowded. I
weekend.
found a
That's a
spot.
big thank you right
But
there.
there are a lot of
And
vendors in that
sponsors of
booth
Greg
right there.
Taylor include the
Whole lot of
Mountain
spectators.
Movers
And lots more dog teams going out.
and
It's a
paving
beautiful
products.
day here, and I'm Sam Friedman. I'm here
1
with Julie
minute.
McKegg, our camerawoman, and we'll be checking in periodically between teams. If people have dog teams they want us to focus on, things they want us to see, leave us a Facebook message, and we will try to get out and talk to those mushers and meet those dogs.
And a sponsor,
Back to you in the booth,
Yukon
Steve.
Corporation. Thirty seconds.
This is Greg Taylor right here from Fairbanks, Alaska.
$15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And number 5, Greg Taylor is underway. That brings number 6 to the starting line, and this is Jennifer Sterling. This is Jennifer's first time in the Open North American. Welcome to the racing trails here at Jeff Studdert Race Grounds. Welcome, Jennifer Sterling. She is from Willow, Alaska, where she's self-employed and a mom. That's a big job, being a mom. Wants to thank her family also for all the work helping with this team, getting them trained up, thanks to her husband and all of his hard work. And help from the whole family and good friends. It's nice to see the effort that goes in for family affair here. And this is Jennifer Sterling, her first time around the GCI Open North American Trail.
1 minute.
Jennifer's got 14 dogs on the tow line today. Looks like a nice healthy string ready to roll.
Thirty seconds. $15. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And number 6, Jennifer Sterling is underway for her first GCI Open North American. We wish her well out on the trail. Hope you enjoy the trail and the run today. Coming to the starting line now in bib number 7. This is Nikki Seo. Originally from South Korea, he now lives in Salcha, and he's been around this trail a number of times. Raced in the Fur Rendezvous earlier this year, had a little bit of trouble down there, finished the race, but dinged up a couple of dogs on the trail down there, so he doesn't have quite as strong a team here this weekend as he would like, but he's going to give it his best shot and see if he can do better here than he did down in the Rendezvous, and we wish him well. From Salcha, Alaska, this is Nikki Seo.
1 minute.
Nikki also wants to say thank you to family and friends that have helped him, to Lee and, okay, my Korean's not real good here, but I'll give it a shot. Kaeun Woo, Joe, and Yi
30
Gun.
seconds.
Anyway, thanks to everybody that's giving Nikki a hand with the race this weekend and all year long.
$15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And there goes number 7, Nikki Seo.
All right, folks. Hey, we got another interview out in the field, so I'm going to get it ready to go. And you're going to hear me count down to my camera person here. Okay, get ready. You're going to be live in 5, 4, 3, 2, you're on.
All right, here with Mark from Alberta, and he's going to... Mark, how did your drive from Alberta go this year?
Yeah, it was good. It's a long drive. It took us about 4 days, but it was great weather, and it was a good trip.
And I understand you have some of Roxy Wright, last year's champion's dogs. Can you introduce us? I guess, first of all, how do you know Roxy?
I just met Roxy from being up here and racing the last 12 or 13 years. And she raced Arlie Reynolds' team the last 2 years and obviously had a lot of success with them, winning both the Open North American and the Fur Rendezvous. So, yeah, just a few months ago, we were able to acquire some dogs from Arlie, and some of them were ones that Roxy raced here last year when she won. So pretty exciting to be running them and combining them with the best that I had in my kennel.
Could you briefly, I know we're getting ready, but can you introduce us? I understand you have Dreamcatcher here, one of Arlie's dogs. Can you introduce us to Dreamcatcher?
This is Dreamcatcher here. She didn't race last year. She was just acquired from Joey and Pam Reddington's kennel this past summer. She raced for me in the third day of the Fur Rendezvous, and this will be her debut at the Open North American. This is Cloud. He's a really nice 4-year-old male. This was one of Roxy's leaders last year, and he's a super dog from Arlie Reynolds.
And you'll be leading with both Dreamcatcher and Cloud today, right? Is that the plan?
Yeah, these will be the two starting leaders today. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mark.
Okay, thanks.
Take care. Good luck.
On the starting line now in bib number 9, this is Armin Johnson. He's another one of our first-time drivers here. We welcome him to the GCI Open North American Trail. Armin Johnson, he is from Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, Canada. We've got several Canadian teams in the race this weekend. And again, this is his first time around our trail. So thanks to his family and his wife. He says they're a big help in keeping his team pointed in the right direction and taking care of him. And the Blue Air Energy.
1 minute.
And First Mate Dog Food, all sponsors and helpers of Armin Johnson from Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. Armin had a second place finish at Tanacross earlier this year. That was a 10-dog race down there. He likes racing at Tok. It's a shorter drive for him from Whitehorse to Tok than coming all the way into Fairbanks. But we welcome him to the GCI Open North American Trail.
30 seconds.
This is Armin Johnson from Whitehorse.
Fifteen. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And Armin Johnson underway with his 14 dogs. On the starting line now, in bib number 10, this is Andrea Bond, another local driver running dogs out from Salcha, from her Flat Out Dogs kennel out in Salcha. Andrea Bond says also thanks to help from the family, Gary.
Okay, back in the dog yard, we're here still with Mark Hardham's team, and just wanted to give you a look at what it looks like as these teams set up. As we were finishing, Mark told me we timed things just about right because he has down to the minute when he's going to start lining out his dog team. And so he's there already standing on the runners. His handlers are there getting ready, lining out. Looks like he is starting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Can't tell if it's 14 or 16 dogs, maybe more. If you're new to sprint mushing, something to keep in mind is this is an open class event, which means mushers can start however many dogs they want to, but they need to keep the dogs that they have on the team. They can't put new dogs on the team tomorrow.
15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And number 10, Andrea Bond is underway. On the starting line now, bib number 11, this is Amy Dunlap. Amy Dunlap from Salcha. She's a tour operator out there. She says thanks to her husband Jason for all that he does for the family and the team and whatnot, and her sister Lisa and her brother-in-law Jeff, and a good friend of the family, Mike Cox, for helping out. Interesting, one of the family affairs. Sometimes Jason's on the runners. Sometimes Amy's on the runners. I think
1 minute.
Jason's getting a little old to be on the runners. We're probably better having Amy. That's my vote.
Pretty harsh man we got. Summer.
30 seconds. $15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
And number 11, Amy Dunlap, is underway. On the starting line now in bib number 12, this is Evan Hahn. He is from Tanana, Alaska. When he's not on the dog sled, he's a welder and a commercial diver. That sounds like a fun occupation. Trying to do welding underwater, maybe? Wow. Anyway, thanks to Darren for watching the dogs at home, is what Evan says. Again, a family approach to dog mushing. Thanks for Courtney for working with the pups and Pat Moore for teaching him everything that he knows about dog mushing.
1 minute.
Oh, Evan Hahn with 15 dogs on his team today. Sponsored by Golden Heart Construction and the Robinson family, Tolovana Construction, and Rocky Riley and Peter Moore.
30 seconds.
All sponsors of Evan Hahn.
$15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
That's number 12, Evan Hahn, hitting the trail. All 15 of his critters rolling on out of here real nice. On the starting line now is Alex Crittenden, and he is from Bondurant, Wyoming. She is... I should have known, it's Alex with an I. So welcome to Alex Crittenden for her first run around the GCI Open North American Trail. We like seeing new drivers come into the race, and Alex is from Bondurant, Wyoming, and she is a dog driver and outfitter down there, running dogs out of their Jackson Hole Iditarod kennel.
1 minute.
Wants to say thanks to her sponsors, Frank Teasley, JHI Sled Dog Tours, and of course Mom and Dad, who are listening on the radio back, or listening probably on the computer, back in North Carolina.
$30 seconds. $15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
And number 13, Alex Crittenden, is underway. Number 13 with 13 dogs.
Okay, well, if you watched the Limited North American webcast last week, you might recognize this man and the dog truck behind us. This is Don Cousins, also of Alberta, and he's been here all week. How has your week been in Fairbanks between the Limited and the North American, Ben, Don?
It's been a real good week. Last year when we were here, it was like 30 below every morning, so this year it's a lot nicer to wake up to nicer temperatures, and, you know, we've had good training, and life is good. Life is real good.
And you know these trails pretty well. You were on them last week, and a lot of your handlers and people in your kennel. How are you feeling about conditions today with some light snow coming down?
The conditions are very good. I know the trail's very good. This is my 35th year running this race. And Sherry's dad, he's a real good waxer, so he waxed my runners. Probably the runners be the fastest thing I've ever had. So.
All right, we'll let you get your team lined out. Good luck to you, Don. We'll be watching you out on the trail.
Helping out. Mark's always one of the front-running kennels. Finished in the top 10 down in the Fur Rendezvous just a couple of weeks ago. This is a real steady dog
30
team.
seconds. $15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And number 14, Mark Hardum is underway. On the starting line now in bib number 15, this is Bob Klupach. Bob Klupach is from Willow, Alaska. He's been around this trail many, many times. I can't tell you how many, actually. I don't know, but quite a bit of history here on the trail. He was asking earlier if there were senior citizen discounts or time advantages because he wants to have fun out here this weekend with his 10 favorite puppies. And
1 minute.
We don't do senior discounts, but we do wish him well. Bob Klupach from Willow, Alaska. Sponsored by Nonstop Dogwear, Rick Outwin, and Jan Stores, all supporters of Bob Klupach.
$30 seconds. $15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
There's the start for number 15, Bob Klupach from Willow. Brings number 16 to the starting line now, and this is Rob Peebles. Rob Peebles from Busby, Alberta, Canada.
You're live, though. You're live.
Well, it's getting a little bit more quiet in the dog yard as we have 17 teams now in the field. Giving you a look here of Tommy Bird from Saskatchewan as his team gets ready. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 handlers getting his team ready. There's a snow machine in the back trying to hold back all of that dog power, keep it from moving until he is ready to go. Looks like Tommy has a team of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, at least 16 dogs there. And we will see him start in a minute.
Let me know when he starts. I'm switching back.
$30 seconds. $15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And Rob Peebles is underway. All 13 of his dogs looking real nice, heading around the big curve out down the trail.
Teams left to go as we finish up the first day of the 3-day Open North American Championships. No snow
Brings
machine.
number 17 to the starting line now, and this is James Wheeler. James Wheeler from Clam Gulch, Alaska. Going out in bib 17. He's got 17 dogs. Maybe that's lucky. I don't know. We'll find out as the weekend progresses. The longest string of dogs we've seen so far. James Wheeler, he is a fisherman down there in Clam Gulch, Kenai Peninsula area. Says thanks to his wife for helping out with the teams, and thanks to his sponsor, William Haynes, all helping out with.
Don Cousins, the musher we spoke to before, who's now been here a week for the Women in North American and the Open North American Championships.
Smart from the mayor's office said, thank you so much for sharing a couple of your dogs on Wednesday in the VIP Jeff's race. She enjoyed the heck out of it. Thank you very much, James Wheeler. I hate it when people
30 seconds.
scribble on these forms and you can't read what they've got down.
15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Number 17, James Wheeler, underway, all 17 of his dogs.
On the starting line now, in group number 18, this is Tommy Bird. Tommy Bird from Southern Saskatchewan.
Another one of our Canadian drivers. Back here once again to the trails. He likes coming up here to run in the Open North American. Says thanks to his wife, Marion. Going on 40 years now. That's nice to see that. And the grandkids for helping out in the dog yard. So this is a family affair. 3 generations worth of the Birds helping out.
1 minute.
Tommy Bird with 16 dogs on the tow line today. From Saskatchewan, Canada, South Bend in Canada, Tommy Bird.
30 seconds. $15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And number 18, Tommy Bird, off and running with his 16 dogs. Brings number 19 to the starting line, and this is Doug Butler. Doug Butler from Middlebury, Vermont. This is his first time up here running around the GCI Open North American Trail. So we welcome Doug Butler to Fairbanks. Hope you enjoy your travels on our trails and have a good weekend. Doug is a dairy farmer back in Middlebury, Vermont. He obviously knows the difference between a dog and a dairy cow because this is a nice-looking dog team. Says thanks to his family also and his wife and great neighbors and Tommy Hyde, I'm
1
sorry,
minute.
a sponsor of Doug Butler's. Doug says he has fun everywhere he goes. Any race is fun. Everyone is special. We hope the Open North American Trail is special for you too, Doug Butler, and enjoy your first run in the GCI Open North American.
30 seconds. $15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And number 19, Doug Butler is underway. On the starting line now in bib number 20, this is Lena Streeper. Lena is the better half of Buddy Streeper, who's already out on the trail. She is another one of the very strong top drivers in this race and frequently coming from behind on the third day with strong finishes moving up in the field. So keep your eye on Lena Streeper. She's hitting the trail with 16 dogs today, also from Fort Nelson, obviously. Another one of our Canadian drivers here. Says thanks to the whole Streeper crew and everybody that works hard to keep these
1 minute.
One thing I like watching as we get it set up is all the different ways the dogs get excited about running. Some are relatively calm, some are really pulling on their harnesses. We'd love to get you a closer shot of his team getting set up, but we really don't want to be in the way and get stepped on by a dog team. Also, all kinds of different voices. Going to get you a look now at the final team getting ready to go. That's Michael Tetzner of Germany, be our last musher.
Three, 2, 1, go.
And Lena Streeper is underway with her 16 dogs cruising on out of here. On the starting line now in bib 21, this is Don Cousins. Don Cousins from Crooked Creek, Alberta. He's been running dogs and racing up here for a long time, since the 1970s. Can you handle that? Over 40 years, he's been running dogs. Don Cousins. This is his 35th time around the GCI Open North American Trail. Says thanks to his wife,
1
Faye.
minute.
She has been supporting him every year. Sponsored by Inspire Scotland. Also thanks to Dale Rado and Elisa Buteri and Dan and Debbie McGrath for all of their hospitality. He was 16th in the Fur Rendezvous here just a couple of weeks ago. 10th place finish down in Fort McMurray. And a nice, strong 5th place finish in
30 seconds.
in Tanacross earlier this year. He's got 17 dogs on the tow line. That's tied for the largest team in the field. Number 21 is Don Cousins, also known as Cousin Don.
15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And Don Cousins is underway. Brings number 22 to the starting line. This is Michael Tetzner. He is from Berg, Germany. Come a long way to race here. Been running around Alaska. Really likes the GCI Open North American. Likes the Rendezvous too. This year he finished 8th in the Fur Rendezvous, so keep an eye on this guy. He's top 10 finisher. Thanks to Cheap Creek Lodge, Danler Sleds, Lupine, and Casco, all sponsors and supporters of Michael Tetzner.
1 minute.
He's always one of the competitive teams on the open circuit. His favorite thing to do in the springtime is race the Triple Crown. That would be the Rendezvous, the North American, and the Toke Race to Champions. And he's up to his usual tricks this year. Michael Tetzner from Berg, Germany.
30 seconds. Fifteen. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And we have all 22 of our teams on the trail now as Michael Tetzner runs out of the starting chute around that big sweeping corner. So thanks to the GCI crew and the sled holders down on the starting line. We appreciate their support once again and all the support that we get from GCI. Long-term sponsor of this race. Couldn't do it without them. We appreciate them being part of our community and helping in so many ways. Holding dog sleds and providing quality communication services around Alaska. Born and bred Alaskans, GCI. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. So you can check out the checkpoint times on the timing board right here at the base of the time tower facing the starting line. And say thanks to the timing crew, which includes Carol Kaner. She is our chief manager of the timing board crew and has been for a zillion years. And Andrea Swingley and Jill Schreiber all helping out. Thank them for their support doing this year after year. It can get kind of cold on the timing board sometimes. Not too bad today, though. So thanks to the timing crew. If you have a radio, it's KFAR 660 on the AM side, and you can get your checkpoint times live right off the air, and you can write them down on timing sheets that are available by the timing board. You can pick up a timing sheet free of charge. Has all the drivers listed on it in the order that they went out today, and spaces for checkpoint times from around the trail. It adds a nice dimension to this race to be able to have the coverage spotters out around the trail and producing the checkpoint time. So huge kudos to KFAR 660. Once again, back with us. That'd be Michael Dukes and his crew, always doing a superb job. The drivers like it. Most of the drivers listen to the race as they go around the trail. They can keep track of what the competition is doing that way. And it's an added dimension that most of these open class races don't have. But we have it here thanks to KFAR. Thanks to our title sponsor, GCI, for once again sponsoring our race this year, run in memory of Joey Reddington Jr. Joey raced with us many, many years, and we still have his dogs racing this weekend. And you might have heard that drivers were thanking Joey and Pam Reddington for dogs in their teams. We miss Joey. He was a true dog musher at heart and a huge supporter of the Alaska Dog Mushers Association. So this race in memory of Joey Reddington Jr. Thanks to all the other sponsors that have helped out for this race. Kudos to Big Ray's and Elks Lodge and Candlewood Suites, Chena Veterinary Clinic, Mac Federal Credit Union, La Bamba Kennels, Caribou Creek Dog Food, Plambeck's Floor Customs, North Pole Veterinary Hospital, Golden Heart Veterinary, Chena Obstetrics and Gynecology PC, Tanana Chiefs Conference, Hampton Inn Suites, Doyon Limited, the Fairbanks North Star Borough, Wright's Air Service, Nash Auctions, and Streeper Kennels, Delta Power Sports, Alaska Universal Productions, guys doing our sound this weekend. Thank you, AUP. Also, KFAR Radio, sponsors of this weekend, and Animate Pet Foods and Midnight Sun Kennel. Quite a variety of sponsors we have, and it takes quite a variety to keep this event going. We'll be having some teams heading back in this direction before too long. We will keep you posted as we know more and we get teams heading in this direction. It's fun watching them come up the hill at the end of this. Doesn't look like that much of a hill when you're sitting up here, but when you're coming up this hill on a dog sled, you'd think you were climbing Denali sometimes. It seems much steeper than it is. After 20 miles of going top speed around this trail, it can be a struggle and a challenge coming up the hill. So it takes the teams a couple minutes to do so, and we can watch them as they come up the right-hand side of the lower field. We'll keep you posted when we spot somebody coming. So don't miss the finishing action. Lots of times we do have passing out on the trail also in this area because the teams can bunch up a little bit towards the end of the race. And a shout out to military folks that are taking care of us and securing our country and securing the world. We have a special guest with us this weekend, too. He trains bomb-sniffing dogs. How do you like that? He's with the U.S. Army?
So while the dogs are out on the course, we'll be checking back periodically here at the standings board. A few notes for those checking that. That's coming in from the radio. And that's adjusted times, not actual times. So that takes into account the differentials of the different dog teams. However, Andrea, who's there writing the numbers, warns us that sometimes those are not accurate, and the official times are what they announce when the dogs go over the finish line. They do what they can, but don't get maybe too excited about it. A number you see on that. And so Army Road, where the dogs are coming now, that's kind of along Farmers Loop area. And we've now seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs move past that 12-mile mark. Andrea, do we have a sense of when the next team will come through it? She's running now. So again, this is the folks, the KFAR radio team, giving us an update from the field. Looks like Marvin Cochran from North Pole has already, and John Earhart from Tanana, already 14 miles in. So
tour in the shop if you want.
you're on.
I have to go talk to the other camera person. Now I'm on, of course, too. But this is part of being a small crew. But go ahead and take them through that tent. We got about 5-10 minutes before that person comes in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they still have.
Through the grounds. I got plenty of camera.
Sounds good. Thank you, Steve. All right. Well, while we're waiting for the dogs to come in, we're going to give you a little bit of a sense of the scene here at the Jeff Stewart Race Grounds. Big crowd here, even in the snow. It's a nice warm day.
Different areas. We're not going to see the teams come back in the same order that they went out. I'm sure there'll be some passing activity out on the trail.
All right.
Kind of sort things out.
We're going to take a look. Your Alaska.TV team isn't going to have time to get some snacks, but we'll take a look at what people are eating here in the concession booth.
Carol Kaner and crew for writing down all those checkpoint times.
Last week we had Joe Hardenbrook with Hard Eats, who does food along the Yukon Quest, doing food inside the Mushers Hall. Got a whole set of mushers here and vendors.
Also, there are raffle tickets and second blues and all sorts of good.
As always, if you're watching us live on the website, if you have mushers you want us to catch up with when they get in, we'll do our best to get as many as we can. So just leave us a comment, and we will make a point to try to seek out those mushers. Here is look at the food booth on years when it's really cold. This is a nice facility to have. We are here for the UNEC at the Jeff Stewart Mushers Hall or Jeff Stewart Race Grounds on Farmers Loop. In the past, of course, this event was in downtown Fairbanks on 2nd Avenue. Heard various explanations for why it's moved out here in recent years. That was a popular event downtown. But this is also an excellent venue for the event. Lots of space for people to come and spread out, see the mushers finish from a long ways away. Smells really good in here. I think that's the Vietnamese food down at the end of the building. Hello, how are you? You thought what? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Oh, for the Special Olympics. No, this is Open North American. All right, let's see what else there is. Hanging out here in the vendor tent because it's a little bit of dead time while we wait for the dogs to go out, although we'll be back in a minute to check on where the teams are on the race course. All right, well, I'm curious now what's going back out on the course, so we're going to go take a look at the finish line. Haley, what food smells the best to you?
Oh, it's hard to decipher. There's so many delicious smells in here.
Got a mix of coffee and Vietnamese food. I thought the Alaska Trappers were going to be having their raw fur auction here today. Take a look for that later. I don't see it right in the vicinity of the finish line. All right. Well, we've got an update. Several teams headed in. Can you see the board okay? Okay. First team's now through the 16-mile line.
We won't be too much longer, and we'll be having some teams coming in here. Our trail sweep is coming across the upper side of the field here, between the lower field and the upper field. That's where the trail, the teams will be cutting across there where that snow machine is cutting across now. We send a trail sweep out in front of the dog teams to make sure that if there's any loose wandering in the wrong direction, we can encourage them to go elsewhere. We don't have any incidents out on the trail, so we frequently have to remind the moose to please keep back from the trail. Occasionally we find some cross-country skiers and other folks out there not aware that the race is going on, so it's nice to inform them that dog teams are coming.
All right, folks. So, hey, we are live at the Alaska Dog Mushing Hall, and we're doing the Open North American, the GCI Open North American. I'm going to give you a quick view of all the different cameras that we're using here while we're live and waiting for other people to come in. So obviously this is I'm in the control center here, and I got all these computers here in front of me, and so I am the one behind the controls. And I'm going to go ahead and switch around here. Our start-finish camera, she's walking around right now. She's the one who's at the start line. She is also going to be the one who is at the finish line. So there she is. That's Haley. She doesn't know I'm talking about her right now, but she's pointing the camera down the start-finish line. So as the mushers come in, you are going to see Haley's going to be the one behind the cameras there. And, of course, we have this great overhead camera, which is situated inside the tower. Now, I can't really switch that because it's on the same, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's on the same channel I am. I'm going to switch to it, but you're going to lose me for a second as we do that. But here is the tower. Now we're going to use that tower view as the mushers come in down the trail, and they're seeing them off in the distance. You're going to see these kind of specks of dog teams coming in and winding down the trail and coming through. And of course, then we'll switch to Whitney, who's going to be right at the finish line. And then, of course, you've all met Sam. Here is Sam's shot right now. So Sam is just kind of roaming around right now. He's our interviewer. Behind Sam, the camera person there, the camera operator is Haley, and she's doing a great job there. Operating that camera. And so as the mushers come through, our plan, as the mushers come through, we'll keep the overhead cam that's in the tower as they come in, and we'll have Whitney there at the finish line as they go through. And then in that dog yard area where you saw Sam earlier, you're going to see Sam interviewing different mushers about their race, about their dogs, about the trail conditions, and all the things that the Open North American is about. So I'm going to send you back out there. We're going to turn on the overhead cam. Like I said, we are a small crew. I'm going to connect you back to the tower, and I'm going to take 5 here and wait till the first person comes in.
Across the upper field, closure in a little bit. There's number 2, John Earhart from Tanana, Alaska, and John is kicking and working hard too. He's got his whole crew on the ground. He's over. Welcome home, John Earhart.
Daytime for Marvin Cochrane, 68 minutes, 53.3 seconds, 68:53.3. Daytime for John Earhart, 67 minutes, 20 seconds even, 67:20.0.
Another team crossing across the lower part of the left field there. They'll be breaking out here in just a second. We get a little bit advantage of view down there on the left side over you folks. We're up a little bit higher here in the time tower, so we can get a glimpse of them as they're coming across the left side of the lower field. We've got a couple dog teams heading this way now, another one. So we have Emily Entrikin here is in bib number 3 coming up. Will be our next driver, and closing behind her is Ken Chizik. So this is Emily Entrikin from Fairbanks, just making the corner into the upper field, and closing behind her is Ken Chizik from Fife Lake, Michigan. Emily went out with 11. She still has all 11 on the ground working their way home. That single dog in the middle was the way she went out. So Emily Entrikin in the finishing chute, and Ken Chizik coming across the upper field, closing, and he's got 16 dogs on the ground, the same configuration he went out with. Everybody's working hard coming home. And Emily is over. Welcome home, Emily. We got another dog team spotted down at the lower left field. We'll let you know when we get them in the right-hand side where we can watch them a little better. And this is Ken Chizik.
She's at the race.
And he is over. Welcome home, Ken. Okay, and down the right-hand side of the field, working his way up is Greg Taylor, right here in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Daytime for Emily Entrikin, 68 minutes, 40.3 seconds, 68:40.3. Daytime for Ken Chizik, 67 minutes, 6.4 seconds, 67:06.4.
This is Greg Taylor coming home. Looks like Greg has picked up one of his friends out of his team. He's got 15 on the ground still, a single wheel or a single dog ahead of wheel. He had a pair there going out, so he's got a little bit of an extra load coming up the hill coming home. Still finishing nice and strong, though. Number 5, Greg Taylor.
Daytime for Greg Taylor, 67 minutes, 21.1 seconds, 67:21.1. John Earhart, you're beating Greg Taylor by 1.1.
Just want to give you a little different view here. There's Sam out there in the yard, seeing some of the dog trucks and what's going on outside there. He's looks like he's narrowing down, possibly on an interview with somebody. So we'll head back to him once he's landed that. Oh, I just got word he's ready for an interview. Tell Sam he is live right now.
Then we had Jennifer Sterling's crew.
Sam is live right now.
How many sprint mushers are there in Canada these days?
Tell him he's live and he can go.
There's just 2. Okay. Has Pat Moore done the UNAC in a while? I mean, he's been doing it a long time. Yeah.
Everybody else out there, keep your heads up. It's 17 miles.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm here with John Eberhardt. He went out second. And John, did you pick up some time on Marvin, who went out ahead of you?
Yeah, a little bit.
How did it feel out there? Were your dogs running well?
Yeah, the team ran really nice. They did good. I was really happy with them.
And you're here from Tanana. How was the trip in from Tanana?
It was good. I came up about 3 weeks ago, so it was good. So.
All right, John. Well, congratulations, picking up some time, and we'll look for you out there tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you.
If you happen to pick up a blue clipboard by the timing board and you, by mistake, please bring it back to the timing board. A blue clipboard found legs and disappeared from the timing board. If you could make it find its way home, we'd appreciate it. Reports in the radio. There has been lots of changes out on the trail.
Here in
drivers
the
in different
yard.
positions. We'll keep you posted as we get more.
1, 2,
We
3, 4,
should
5,
be having
6,
some more
7
teams
have
coming
come in,
here
I
real
believe,
quick.
or in here.
Possibly
Tried
bunched
to
up
get
a little.
Marvin
That's always
Cochran
fun.
from North Pole, who was the first out, but he was already, by the time we got to the dog yard, he had already loaded up his truck and his dogs and was driving away. So we'll have to look for Marvin Cochran tomorrow for the second day of the heats.
Okay, more finishing action coming up. We've had lots of passing. Buddy Streeper has had 2 passes. His team just crossed behind the clump of trees at the lower field right now. We'll be seeing him over on the right-hand side in just a second. There we can and here comes Buddy Streeper from Fort Nelson, British Columbia, the reigning Fur Rendezvous champion. He's coming up the hill on the right-hand side, and he's had a couple of passes. He passed both Nikki Seo and Jennifer Sterling. Jennifer is behind him not too far at the moment. She's just coming into the lower right-hand field now. And then Nikki Seo will be not far at all behind Jennifer, I'm sorry. Coming across the upper field now with all of his dogs stretched out real nice, all 16 with Buddy Streeper. That's a pretty sight, all 16 dogs charging. Buddy's given a few kicks there to help him. There's a little bit of a rise right there as you come into the finishing chute. Always a challenge to keep the team rolling right there. Coming across the upper field, this is Jennifer Sterling from Willow, Alaska. She's kicking and working hard. Buddy is over. Welcome home, buddy.
Welcome home, buddy.
And as Jennifer Sterling comes into the finishing chute, Nikki Seo is coming across the upper field now.
Daytime for Buddy Streeper, 67 minutes, 21.1 seconds, 67, 21.1. Pink person in the backpack, you need to get away from my finishing post. Pink person in the coat, get away from my finishing post.
And this is Nikki Seo coming into the finishing chute. Looks like Nikki Seo's had some challenges today. He's carrying a passenger in his sled. Inside the sled bag, nice and safe and sound, but he's got an empty spot where he had a dog earlier. Welcome home.
And we're here now with Emily Endrickson? Endricken. Sorry about that, Emily. Emily Endricken, a musher from the Murphy Dome area. And she went out there. Did you see some other dogs out there, Emily?
No, we didn't do any passing, but Ken Cheezick got a really nice chase of me coming up the hill, which is awesome for him. But so
Seems we have lost our sound connection there. I'm going to go back to the finish line. Folks, sorry about that.
We've got 2 teams coming in. This is Dunlap
Looks like Armin.
Hey folks, I apologize for that. We lost our feed there for a minute. So we are reconnecting all our cameras and getting our audio back on. Just know that what you're watching is live still, and here come two teams, and it's going to be a handheld video of this as we reconnect the feeds we lost.
Number 10, number 9, Armin Johnson behind her. You got to make the snow stop so we can read these bib numbers better. Baby's home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Daytime for Amy Dunlap. New race leader so far, 66 minutes, 42.9 seconds. 66, 42.9. Daytime for Armin Johnson, 70 minutes, 45.5 seconds. 70, 45.5.
I need a battery pack. It's dead. I can get you one. And this, what is that? You were recording. My sound went away. I couldn't.
It's going to get exciting here in just a couple of minutes because we've had lots of passing action out on the trail. A number of the drivers have had multiple passes and lots of changes in position, so we're going to see a bunch of dog teams getting here real soon.
Okay, have those kids please stay away from my finishing post. No more throwing them in the snowbank that way.
Okay, that finishing action is going to be happening real quick. We've got a couple of teams coming this way. The first one looks like it will be Mark Hartum. He went out number 14, and it looks like he's had 3 passes under his belt today. We'll keep you posted when we get things confirmed, but this does look like Mark Hartum down the lower right field, and another dog team coming across behind the trees. The second Okay, this is Mark Hartum, and right behind Mark is Andrea Bond. Okay, all 16 dogs that he went out with on the ground running hard, coming towards the finishing chute. It is Mark Hartum. And not far behind at all is Andrea Bond. She went out number 10, so Mark has passed her a while ago. But she is hanging right on his tail and getting a good chase coming on in here. Looks like Andrea's got all 14 of her dogs still working hard. And Mark Hartum is over. Welcome home. And this is number 10, Andrea Bond, in the finishing chute. And she's over. Welcome home. And now Evan Hahn coming into the finishing chute now. More finishing action coming up. Teams way down in the lower field just went past the left-hand side. We'll have a bunch of action. In the finishing chute is Evan Hahn from Tanana, Alaska. And he is over. Welcome home, Evan. We could have passing action here in the field in just a second. We have Alex Crittenden as the front team, number 13, and being closed on very quickly by number 16, Rob Peebles. Alex Crittenden from Bondurant, Wyoming. All 13 of her dogs on the ground working real nice, coming across the upper field and having a sterling run today. Behind her is Rob Peebles. And Alex is over. Welcome home. And And here comes Rob Peebles. Got all 13 of his dogs working real nice. They're over. Welcome home, Rob.
Daytime for Andrea Bond, 75 minutes, 45.3 seconds, 45:45.3. Daytime for Evan Hahn, 72 minutes, 19 seconds even, 72:19.0. Daytime for Alex Crittenden, 71 minutes, 51 seconds even, 71:51.0. Daytime for Mark Hardum, 67 minutes, 33.0 seconds, 67:33.0. Daytime for Rob Peebles, 66 minutes, 2.3 seconds, 66:02.3.
Hey, we have a few requests online here about getting to that leaderboard, and we did just send Sam out to that leaderboard. He is out there with Whitney. As soon as that camera connects, we will put him live, and we'll give you an update on all those times and all the checkpoint times. So it should be ready in a couple minutes, folks. Appreciate you watching, and right now we'll send you back to the start line until we have that feed ready.
We still have 7 teams on the trail and more jockeying for positions out there. We'll have more finishing action coming up. Congratulations for Rob Peebles. A real nice run today, our fastest time so far. So the time to beat is the 66 minutes and 2.3 seconds. We do have another dog team heading this way. Keep you posted when we have it identified. It will be hitting the lower right-hand field in just a second, maybe 2. This looks like James Wheeler coming up the hill. He's from Clam Gulch. He had one of the larger strings, 17 dogs. Let's see how he's doing when he comes around out of the lower field here. This is James Wheeler. He has all 17 of his friends working hard coming this way. He's got a single dog there in the middle. That's the way he went out. So his team's coming home strong. From Clam Gulch, Alaska, this is James Wheeler in the finishing chute. He is over. Welcome home, James. More finishing action coming up here real quick. We've got Lena Streeper should be our next team in. She just popped across the lower left-hand field. And Tommy Bird right on her
Time
tail.
for James Wheeler, 71 minutes, 9.6 seconds, 71:09.6.
We've had some requests for people online to get a look at the board. So here we are with about 5 or 6 mushers left to go. Had some excitement a few minutes ago when we had the fastest time of the day so far announced. That's Rob Peebles, who went out 16th. 66 minutes, 2 seconds, 2.3 seconds. So that's the time to beat. That's about 40 seconds if you do the math over Amy Dunlap. So that's what we're looking at as the last teams come in. Based on what we've seen from the S-turns checkpoint, probably no one else likely to have the fastest time. But today, again, it's just, huh? Well, we shouldn't. Maybe it's booking too soon. Oh, you're probably a friend of Lena's. No. Well, you don't want to count out a streeper.
Welcome home, Lena.
In just a minute, we should have Lena Streeper's time announced.
Could be messing with her tomorrow.
This is Tommy Bird coming across the upper field right now.
Daytime for Lena Streeper, 67 minutes, 19.7 seconds. 67, 19.7.
Couldn't hear that. That was the official time for Lena Streeper just announced. 67:19.7. Which is a solid middle of the pack time.
This is Tommy Bird in the finishing chute now, and Doug Butler from Middlebury, Vermont is coming into the upper field.
Thanks again for everyone who's
Behind
listening
him, Tommy
online.
Bird from South End, Saskatchewan.
Giving us some comments.
All right,
Out in the
Tommy.
dog yard, there's
You
some
are
teams have already packed
over.
up.
Welcome
We'll try
home,
to catch
Tommy.
up with.
Say that last thing about the audio, Steve.
Daytime for Tommy Bird, 72 minutes, 54.4 seconds. 72, 54.4.
In the finishing chute is Doug Butler, and he is over. Welcome home, Doug.
You could hear he had some music going on his sled. That's a first for today.
Coming into the upper field right now is Michael Tetzner from Berg, Germany.
Daytime for Doug Butler, 71 minutes, 36.3 seconds. 71, 36.3.
This is Michael Tetzner working his way through the finish chute. And he is over. Welcome home, Michael.
Okay, no problem.
Daytime for Michael Tetzner, 66 minutes, 38.3 seconds. 66, 38.3.
Down in the lower right-hand field, we have Don Cousins heading this way.
All right, Don Cousins headed into the finish.
From Crooked Creek, Alberta, this is Don Cousins coming across the upper field into the finishing chute right now. Cousin Don. Don's over. Welcome home, Don.
Daytime for Don Cousins, 70 minutes, 49.5 seconds, 70, 49.5.
We're just a few minutes from the last team crossing the line, then we will go out to the dog yard, see if we can catch a couple of the teams before they pack up for the day. So let's take a look back at the finish line here.
And here comes Bob Klupatch. He's from Willow, Alaska, coming up the field on the right-hand side in the lower field. Bob Klupatch. We'll be our last driver in, and then we'll give you a rundown on today's finish orders.
We've had pretty steady but light snow since about when the last teams went out. Not sure if it was enough to affect the times of the teams very much.
Yeah, racing.
Also, something else you can't see if you're watching over the sky. We'll just go within March numbers.
Yeah, it's coming down. And this is Bob Klupatch in the finishing chute. He is from Willow, Alaska. He's got his 10 dogs working nice. Bob's over, and welcome home, Bob.
And that's all for finishers, but we will stay on the live stream for a little while, see if we can catch
Daytime
up
for Bob
with Rod
Klupatch,
Peebles
90 minutes.
and Buddy Streeper and some of the top teams so far.
90, 10 seconds.
We will head out to the dog yard now.
On the spot.
Before we go to the dog yard, Kirsten, how was your race today? How are the dogs doing?
The dogs are doing great. Gosh, the teams look awesome. Only had 2 dogs in the bag that I had to paint, so they won't be back in racing. So yeah, everybody's looking pretty cool.
So is that a common thing, painting your dogs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We used to paint the dogs before the start in certain areas for each team, but now we're just taking the pictures, and then when the dog comes in the bag through the chute, then we go ahead.
After one day of
mark
racing and 20
their
miles
heads,
behind
so they
us,
can't
we
go
now
ahead and
have a
raise the
race
dog in the
leader.
race.
Rob Peebles is
okay.
number 1 for the day.
Excellent.
Rob's time was 66 minutes.
Well, have you done that? It would be kind of fun to see the
second place after one
sure
day
the
goes to
dogs get
Michael
reused.
Tetzner.
No, they haven't.
Michael
I've been doing it for
Tetzner in
5
66
years,
minutes,
but I usually do a lot of painting.
38.3 seconds.
The dog's been painted already for today's drop dogs.
Well, we didn't. Yeah,
Third
we
place
dogs
is
painted
Amy
already,
Dunlap.
okay.
Yeah.
Amy
Well, maybe we'll
Dunlap's
catch you
state
about
time,
that.
66
kinda need
minutes,
to- any special
42.9 seconds.
Something they don't like
In
off?
4th place, we have Ken
Okay.
Cheezick.
So if you see any
Ken's time is
dogs
67
with
minutes,
hot pink
6.4
paint on them on the
seconds.
start line,
Yeah, it's
In
You
5th
should-
position after one day is
That
Lena
means they shouldn't be
Streeper.
on the start
Lena's
line.
daytime is
Okay.
67 minutes,
Got it.
19.7
Well, good to know. Thank you so much.
seconds. In 6th position is John Earhart in 67
Well, that was something I didn't know
minutes
about
and
sprint
20
bushing.
seconds even.
Ooh, we've got official
John
results.
Earhart,
Let's go take a look.
67 and 20 seconds.
People really want to know who is winning.
We have a tie for 7th place. Greg Taylor is tied with Buddy Streeper, both for 7th place. Both day times are 67 minutes, 21.1 seconds. 67, 21.1 for Greg Taylor and for Buddy Streeper. So no one is in 8th. Mark Hardum is in 9th place. Mark Hardum's daytime is 67 minutes, 33 seconds even. Rounding out the top 10 is Emily Entrikin. Emily's daytime is 68 minutes, 40.3 seconds. 11th position is Marvin Cockbrine in 68 minutes.
3.3 seconds. In 12th place, Nikki Seo. Seo in 12th with a daytime of 70 minutes, 39.2 seconds. Armin Johnson is 13th. Armin's daytime, 70 minutes, 45.5 seconds.
As you look at these results, something to keep in mind, tomorrow the dogs will be starting in the fastest first order. So Rob Peebles will be the first musher at the start line tomorrow. However, on Sunday, it'll be reverse order, and the dogs will be going a longer distance. So the last day will be particularly exciting, a lot of passing on the course as the fastest dogs start out behind the slowest dogs.
17th with a daytime of 71 minutes, 51 seconds even. 18th position is Jennifer Sterling. Jennifer's daytime. In 19th. In 20th position, 4.4 seconds. 21st position.
Well, for those who can't read the screen, I know it's a little bit small. Do my best to read out at least the order for the fastest to slowest today, which will be the start order tomorrow. Rob Peebles first. Second, Michael Tetzner. Third is Amy Dunlap. Fourth is Ken Chizik. Fifth is Doug Butler. Sixth is John Earhart. No, I'm sorry. Correction. Fifth is Lena Streeper. Sixth is John Earhart. Seventh is Greg Taylor. Tied in seventh with Buddy Streeper. In eighth. Eighth would be tied. In ninth is Mark Howardham, who we met earlier today. Some of Arlie Reynolds' dogs. 10th, Emily Intrikin, also who we met earlier here in Fairbanks. 11th, sorry, I'm reading the column on the right. I have to find it. 11th is Marvin Cochran, musher from North Pole, who started out first. In 12th, Nikki Seo from Korea and Salcha as well. Then in 13th, sorry everyone, I'm trying to find a 13 on the board there. Armin Johnson, thank you. In 14, Don Cousins, big team from Alberta. 15 is James Wheeler. 16, Doug Butler. 17 is, sorry, I haven't met him, but I think it's Alex Crittenden. 18 is Jennifer Sterling. Sorry, that's Alex Crittenden. And 17th, 18 is Jennifer Sterling, Willow. 19th for the day was Evan Hahn. 20th is Tom Bird. 21st, Andrea Bond. And finally, last musher today, not least, Bob Trollpatch. So that is the starting order for tomorrow and the first to fastest to slowest times for today. We'll be back tomorrow with that. And if we still have some time on the live cast, we're going to go out and try to catch up with some of the mushers.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up for the day. And we'll call it a day for that. Thank you for watching this program. As these camera people come back in, we're hopefully going to be in here soon. We'll show you the whole crew on screen so you can see what Alaska Live looks like behind the scenes here. And actually, I'm going to take my camera and I'm going to turn it on so you guys can see the broadcast booth. Of course, the camera is tethered to the system, so you can't see everything, but there's 3 monitors here where we're doing the live stream at, and let me put this back up here for you. And so it sounds like the crew's coming back in right now. Make sure my mic's on. And I'm going to send you real quick back to the overhead view as we can hear the closing announcements of the announcers, and you kind of see the crew working. All right, folks, hey, we're about to wrap up. I can see the whole crew coming back in. So, folks, hey, if you like this stream, give it a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because we got more live events coming. Actually, tomorrow we'll be live. But here comes the crew, guys. Can you fit in here on this camera? First, we have Sam, our reporter. Whitney, our camera person.
Hi, everybody.
There's the mic. And Haley. Get in here for a group shot because I'm about to hit the close button. Wait, I can't see. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
I gotta,
See you
how do I
tomorrow.
stop the stream?